Darlings, I've finally done it. I have reached the number that some have said is already my number. I have finally reached 666 subscribers. So now, my minions, this gives me the power, the prestige, the key to ultimate evil. I may have waited too long to make this one. Well, I'm still gonna celebrate it anyway. Today's dumpster find, in honor of 666 plus subscribers and Halloween coming up, is the 2001 film Route 666, starring Lou Diamond Phillips, Lori Petty, and Stephen Williams. This was director William Wesley's third of 4 films to date, and really the only other thing we know about him is he was born in Cuba. Yep, here we go. The opening credits are trying to do some effect with the white lines in the road, but it turned out looking more like an epileptic nightmare. Rabbit is reading at a bar when a drunk couple stumbles in. Rabbit goes to the bathroom, the man follows him in, and plot twist, they're actually federal agents.
It says here that you agreed to testify in a court of law in the case against Benny the Buzzsaw Buffalino.
He tries to refuse, but the Buzzsaw's gang is approaching. Yeah, walking up to a bar in the desert in broad daylight wearing this getup isn't suspicious at all. The feds and the witness escape unscathed by hiding behind palm trees because the script says so. Bad guy shoots this random schmuck and steals his Jeep, so now we know how badass he is. Rabbit here is clearly supposed to be our comic relief. Maybe at some point he'll get around to doing his job in this film. The feds are lost, and Rabbit informs Jack that they are on
Dun dun dun! Route 666.
A title so quickly that's better than a lot of other films I found in the dumpster.
Officially condemned in 1969 in the wake of a tragic chain gang accident.
What did you say?
And that's weird, a chain gang accident.
This causes Jack to have a vision that makes him drive backwards for a second. The group winds up at Rattlesnake Ranch because why not take in some of the sights while you're in the area? Jack's visions drive him to decide that despite the road being gated off and the condition of the road being unknown, that they should go ahead and take this condemned and apparently cursed road. And not only that, we apparently have time to sit down for some family history that nobody asked for. Didn't y'all say you have a deadline to get your witness to court? We learn Jack's dad is apparently buried somewhere out there in the desert. So tell me your dad was one of the chain gang members involved in the accident without telling me your dad was one of the chain gang members involved in the accident. A deputy happens by, sees the suspects have busted the locked entrance and have headed down the old road. Sheriff tells him not to follow them, but the deputy does anyway, further instilling the fact that you must be yay stupid to be in a horror film. He pulls them over, is told to leave federal marshals alone, and then leaves. Bad guy stops because the script told him to, looks at the busted lock, and continues on. The feds come across a cemetery, and naturally, on their way to rush a witness to court by the next morning, they stop to look around.
What, he's stopping to sightsee? Or who knows the fuck what? We don't have time for this.
The smartest thing said yet in this film. Sure enough, there's Dad's grave. PT joins them and is impressed by what they found.
You know about him?
Are you kidding? I could tell you his shoe size. I studied criminal law.
Criminal law classes really get into those details? While we wait for PT to relay the dead man's history, 2 agents retreat to the SUV to have sex, as you do.
They were the psycho killers. Well, all of them except for one. I mean, there was... LaRocca was kind of a family man. The story goes that he met, married, and knocked up a chick in a small town over the weekend. I mean, the man was fast, and they decided to take the straight and narrow for once. It lasted about 6 years, and then, the money went away. He got desperate. He went back to what he knew best. But they nabbed his ass this time, and he spent the rest of his life in prison. He never saw his wife or his kid again.
Again, what kind of weird-ass criminology class were you in? PT figures out Jack is LaRocca's son and decides to get into a fight with him right then and there because how often does one get the opportunity to randomly beat up a famous criminal's kid? Bad guy catches up, shoots one agent, but the agent's bulletproof vest saves him so he's able to stab the bad guy, and then these gentlemen show up. So just to recap, we have 2 agents randomly fighting in a cemetery, while another one just watches and makes snide comments. 2 marshals having sex in a car while on duty, and a ghost chain gang attacking their witness, and the remaining marshal with the world's slowest jackhammer. Literally could have just started the movie right here and not have missed anything important. I have a feeling I'll be saying that an hour from now too. Finally, Rabbit gets a gun and shoots it into the air, alerting everyone. The bullets are not working against the Chang gang, but they keep shooting anyway and not trying to leave.
Baruka! Jack, watch out! It's your father!
Dad rips some dog tags off of Jack's neck. Ooh, sparkly. Jack winds up in the Jeep the bad guy stole, and the feds now have to hotwire the SUV because the script told them to. And where the hell did Rabbit get a camera?
They cannot get off the roads! I'm telling you, I think they get their energy from the road.
Now, how did you come up with that? Did you also go to PT's criminology class of random information? Once their tires start melting, they pull over to wait for help? On a condemned road where you have no cell signal. Yeah, this plan is foolproof. Jack is now in a cave with the shaman guy because the shaman guy was standing in the middle of the road because the script told him to, and Jack had to avoid hitting him with the Jeep and crashed. Also because the script told him to, Jack has a vision that shows him the Chang gang tried to escape that fateful day out on the road. Nick is heading back to the car for cigarettes. This couldn't possibly go wrong, could it? Very tidy ghosts, these fellas. Rabbit informs the others that the ghost Chang gang can't get them over there because they can't step off of the road, and he knows this because the script told him. Here comes Jack, who found them because the script said so. And now they realize that Nick has been gone a long time. They handcuff Rabbit to a post and look for Nick.
I'm not scared of you, you know. Do I look scared?
Apparently scorpions have that much blood in them, and it's red. Not because science said so, but the script did. This is cool, just panning around Rabbit. This couldn't possibly mean anything is about to happen, could it? Pickaxe Ghost has the worst aim in the world, lucky for Rabbit. Maybe because of one of his feet? This gives Rabbit enough time to be able to wrench the post out of the ground because the script said so and run towards the others.
He must have come up out of the concrete floor. We got a new rule here. They can walk on concrete.
We have no food and water. Our tires are gone. The phones and radios don't work. Nick is missing, and those things are out there.
Because the script said so.
There's no one there, but there's a dial tone.
Call 911.
Why, Jack? Because who else you gonna call? Shut up, Ray Parker Jr.'s Random Children backup singers. Naturally, 911 brings them to the sheriff from earlier. Jack tells him to call the LA Marshal's office for backup.
Seems that office don't know exactly where they are, so I should call them.
Why?
Why, indeed.
Apparently because the script told you not to. Jack has another vision showing him the Chang gang's attempt to escape didn't actually work, so they just went back to work on the road. The sheriff and his deputy show up, and Rabbit needs Jack to take him to pee. The local cops are confiscating the marshal's weapons because they are apparently now also bad guys. That must be why they just straight up shoot Mary out of nowhere. They check the bathroom, and Rabbit now has Jack's badge, and Jack is hiding. Through some interesting physics, Jack rigs one of the police SUVs to drive off, then hides in the other, so when the deputy goes to chase him, he is able to fake his own death. I feel like we're supposed to think that's clever, but, and what the hell, go ahead and take it, movie. You're kind of behind in the clever department. Jack handcuffs the deputy to the car, and deputy freaks out because he knows about the ghost Chang gang.
If they kill anything on the road! I know that! Why? They're coming! Uncuff yourself!
Wait, he still had the keys. Why didn't he start uncuffing himself earlier? Because the script told him to. Why do I ask anymore? Of course, sneak attack from the back gets him, and Jack takes off.
Gail?
Jack attacks. It was a Jack attack. PT fights the other deputy and gets shot.
I am having such a bad day.
You're having a bad day. Think of us watching this nonsense. Your day's probably gonna end sooner than ours.
Do you think this is a fucking game? Answer my question!
Not until you tell me what happened to my son.
Dun dun dun!
He feed on blood.
And that's why I am making no effort to stop the blood coming out of my mouth and dripping onto the road. PT dies, so the others decide to help Jack.
Rabbit, get his gun. Let's go.
Wow, that gun just popped into his hand. He's a quick bunny rabbit, isn't he? The less said about how this movie ends, the better. Let's just leave it at the fact that it involves the bad guys killing each other and a sentient ghost steamroller. Yada yada yada, the end. I think it's about time I stop hoping to find good movies in the dumpster. This one was kinda dumb. Is that why it's in the dumpster? Probably, yeah, basically. Despite this film not being particularly Halloween themed, it was appropriate to review right now because today, my darlings, today is the 20th anniversary of this film's release. 20 years ago today. And no one actually knows if the spirits of those men actually passed over. Wait a minute, I don't even live in the desert. Y'all aren't even here. Fuck off, y'all.
I would like to have a screaming orgasm. You have guns, why don't y'all just shoot each other?
You have got big cojones, ma'am.
Excuse me, Jack. Would now be the proper time to ask you to remove these handcuffs?
Now would be the proper time for you to shut up.